What's up? It's Monday. I don't really talk like that. But it's Monday. I have so many more spreads to do today. But it's Monday, and I'm not turning this in until Thursday. So, theoretically speaking, I should be able to knock out in the next 4 hours, hopefully. So by like, what, 10 to 11, 12, 12 1, 1, 2. So by like 1, 2 o'clock, by the time I start to get brain foggy, I'm hoping that I should be at least through most of these spreads. I have 9 to do. Excuse me. And I'll probably work a little bit tonight if I need to fully finish the rest of these, but I'm hoping we get through most of it today. So then I may not have to work tonight and I can just chill. I'm gonna unplug my headphones because I've been using this, which actually makes it sound better than having it go through Bluetooth, even though not having wires is nice, but I don't know, something about having them wired is nice too. So anyways, we're gonna stick those on in a minute. But yeah, so I'm gonna be working on some spreads. I'm gonna be probably looking at some artwork, other people's artwork, because I'm trying to think of new artwork for portfolio pieces that aren't tied to books that I'm doing. So yeah, my cat Elfie just came up and sat in my chair. I rarely sit in that chair. I would like to sit in it more, but when I'm in my office, I'm pretty much just kind of like working. But I think I'm gonna try to adjust my schedule so that I can have a little bit more play work, meaning like I'm not just sitting at my desk thinking of things. That's what we're doing right now. And planning nothing at the moment because I don't know. I have portfolio ideas of like book covers, black and white art, or limited color palette art, so like maybe 1 to 3 colors depending. It's almost 10 o'clock. I've been up since about 7:30. So that's my day today. It's just finishing these spreads and getting that done. And I have my coffee, stronger than a mother. My wife got this for me when we were having our little lady, our little baby girl. All right, so I'll get back to y'all later. I don't know how to do this. I see people do it and it looks so easy. I don't know how to do this. I'm new to this. I like to talk. I don't like to show me. So yeah. Anyways, bye. Monkey.
My wife and I, we fall asleep watching. People can kind of hang on to anything. It feels like it suits us in that moment, I guess. So I feel like if you tell somebody something pop. Trained is like that's strong. A class of girls for years, and then I think I was just kind of like interested in that, and then I sort of found acting fit. Yeah, it was at a grocery store, elementary school, or like second grade. It was little, so like sweet. I think it was like by a gumball machine at like a kind of Food Lion. Met. What's the grocery stores out here? Anybody help me? Like a Key Food or a Met Food or something. Yeah. And I think it was in like Kensington or Windsor Terrace in Brooklyn. I was stoked to get a kiss. I met my wife, Addison, when I was 14, the time that we weren't together. But I think, I was really always after Addison. And that long game was pretty crazy. I moved to LA when I was 18 years old from New York, and I was such a little idiot.
Because I see it as constructive criticism. I don't just see it as a complaint of someone trying to get goals or something like that. And this is a question that I've asked before, and it's, should I just move to a podcast format instead of having, trying to force fit myself into YouTube? The answer I've had from people before, from people who've answered, mostly have said, yeah, podcast would be better. And the titles and stuff like that, it's just a lot of extra stuff that I have that maybe I wouldn't have to do in a more pure podcast format. Do you think it would be a good idea to move over to podcast format, or should I stay here? Anyway, going into September, I'm just thinking, well, what's that next chapter going to look like? And I want to grow. I'm kind of looking right now for when you're running a business, you can't be doing everything, because you're going to do everything kind of badly. You need to do the one thing that you're good at and enjoy, and that role is called your queen bee role, because the queen bee in a hive, they have one role, and that's to make babies, to make new bees, and everybody else in the hive, all those other bees, support the queen. And I think the analogy breaks down a little bit because I don't consider myself a queen necessarily. But I like the idea of like specializing what I'm good at, getting someone else to specialize. I posted something on Instagram, post that says, make love, not content. And the idea there is that I don't like the term content creator, because what does that mean? I'm not here creating content. That's just such a vague general description. I'm here to content that's valuable enough to you to keep you coming back to
Middle of energy. And I feel this feels more spunky. I like the look of it. This one's cute too. I've done overalls for a lot of characters lately, so I think I'm gonna steer away from overalls. So I said, what was the next best thing that I could think of? And I said suspenders. So I have a suspender that goes from one side to the other, almost like a messenger bag, but it's suspenders. And I feel like a kid could wear it that way. Like I've seen my kid just take off, like if she wears like a tank top or something, I've seen her take one arm out and then put her head through the other side, and the tank top is now going across her body instead of the way that we put it on originally. And so that was kind of my idea for that. It's just that kids look at things differently and have a more, I think sometimes, a creative view on how they wear their clothes. And so I feel like if you're making a character of a kid, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit different than how you would picture a kid should be wearing their clothes and wearing it correctly. And I think that's one of the things about being an adult and writing for kids is that you have to know that they have these kind of quirks that they're gonna put their sleeve in the other sleeve instead of the, you know, the sleeve that corresponds with the right sleeve, you know what I mean? Like with the right arm. So, I don't know. I think it's fun to just kind of create a character. Like here, in this one, I originally had the suspender going the correct way. But on this one, I said, well, what if we made it go across her body instead? And that's kind of what I'm doing here. I don't know if y'all can see that. See, doing some character designs in my notes while I'm thinking of who this character is in the story that they're gonna have. So this is part of the process. This is a new idea for a book. I have a few books that are pretty much in the tweaking stage. Like I've already done the book dummy. It just needs like to be slightly adjusted and then I can submit it to my agent. But I always think that just because you have a handful of books in that stage, you should always be thinking of new story ideas. And you should also be thinking about moving into other categories, other genres. Like I love picture books, and I love the process of a picture book, but I also want to write a YA. I would love to write a middle grade. I would love to write a graphic novel, maybe one graphic novel, or if it becomes a series, that's cool. I will do a graphic novel series of my own. Like I don't think I can handle doing a graphic novel for an author, just because it's a lot of time and energy. Like after listening to Jamie Green talk about, I'm like, I don't think I could handle doing all of that, and it not be something from my passion box. You know what I mean? Passion box. It sounds like that's not from my passion folder. I don't know. From my idea folder. Let's say that, my idea box. I just couldn't really think of it being like that. Because honestly, that's just a lot of work and it's a lot of energy. And you really, really, really have to love a story, I think, to be able to sit on it for that long. And I have a few projects that I'm wrapping up, hopefully before the end of the year, and we'll see how that goes. But she doesn't have any arms. Let's give her some arms. Hold on. We're gonna give her a crayon. And then we're gonna give her some paper. There we go. Now she's got arms. One arm's longer than the other though, but that's what happens when you're not drawing correctly. Anyways, so this is one idea of, she's got a lot going on, but I feel like kids, there are days when my daughter has a lot going on in her outfit, and you know, that's just what she feels like that day. Like the next day she might wear something super simple, right? That's just how she feels. But I gotta get to work, hoping to turn it in today, if not tomorrow. I do have some other stuff due today too, and I need to send off other sketches for things. So I try to do a 30-minute, maybe an hour, depending on what time I actually get started, brainstorming idea, or brainstorming time, for just new ideas. And this one seems to have taken off a little bit. I love creating characters, and I love like creating their story. I have another story that I don't really know if I'm gonna illustrate or not. I might, because I like trying different styles. Or like, I wouldn't say styles, I would say the voice of my character sometimes dictates how the artwork is gonna look. So speaking of character design, here's a clear picture of me getting a feeling for my characters. You can see them, Kayla Mateo and my author illustrated debut, Between Two Windows, coming out in 2023, but more on that later. I've spent a few years getting these characters to this point, and I'll do a video later on the book dummy process, so you can see what goes into making a children's book and creating characters and creating their environment and just creating a space for them, for your story. You can see that I did a few turns of Kayla at the top, and then I did the same for Mateo. And honestly, it took a while to get to this point to where I could just kind of draw them without really thinking about it. I spent a lot of time developing what they were going to look like, and also figuring